You're now listening to the Palmetto Dugout Show, hosted by State Director Sammy Esposito, Associate Scouts Drew Stewart and Sean Smith, that discuss all things related to amateur baseball in South Carolina. Here are your hosts.
Welcome into another high school preview show, this time with Coach Jolly at Dorman High School. What's going on, Coach?
Hey, man, we're almost done with school and Christmas is on the way, and a lot of neat things. How we doing today?
Doing fantastic. Fired up to get you on the show. Obviously, holidays coming up, and we kick into baseball season.
That's exactly right. You know, we met today after we lifted weights, and I gave them the January calendar and told them, enjoy the next couple of weeks, because when we get back, it's on with open season now starting January 1. It's on. So it's not January 29th anymore. It's right when you get back. It's full steam ahead.
To get the feet hit the ground running early in January. Coach, we'll kind of jump right in here. Let's talk about last year. Some things you learned along the way, as well as accomplishments throughout the way.
Well, last year, I'll be honest with you, was just a really struggle for Dorman baseball, and kind of through some uncharted waters of since I've been here. We've been very fortunate the past 5 years to compete for a region championship. We've won 4 out of 5, and really probably would have won the 5th had it not been for COVID. And of course, we didn't name a conference champion then. So we've been used to being at the top of our region and putting ourselves in a good situation for the playoffs and making playoff runs. We, won a state championship in 2018 and been in the upper state finals 2 or 3 other years. And so last year, we finished 3rd in the region, and we only had 3 seniors, and we knew it was going to be a little rough, going into last year because of the experience and the depth and so forth. But yeah, it was a struggle finishing 3rd in the region, and not making it out of the district playoffs was not what we're accustomed to.
Well, obviously, kind of transition it over into this year, kind of bounce it off of last year's team. Talk about some of the returners you guys got coming back in the program. We know we know a little bit about some guys that are going to solidify some positions that have been there and looking to step up, but kind of breaking down some of those guys that you're looking to help lead your program this year.
Well, one of the things that was a struggle last year, not having much experience and not being very good on the mound, has turned into a positive for us now. And so those guys, we took a lot of lumps along the way, but this fall we saw some good things out of it. And it starts on the mound. There's no doubt about it. Last year we couldn't throw strikes, and then when we did throw strikes, we weren't very competitive, and we gave up a lot of big innings, and we put pressure on our defense because we couldn't control the running game. And so we're real excited about the pitching that we have returning. Those guys are a year older, a year better with experience, and we got a lefty that's a freshman, Connor Wells, that really came on the scene last year when we were struggling and looking for answers. And we got a guy down at JV in 8th grade that's on 2 no-hitters, and we said, well, let's see if this plays at the varsity level. And boy, did it, And so we're looking for him to kind of lead the way, and we're excited with Bray Parton. Will be a senior. Last year he really struggled with some injuries and some sickness and just wasn't able to be himself. So we're looking for him to rebound and have a year like he did his sophomore year. Left-hander Jackson Wyatt as a junior gave us a lot of quality innings last year as a junior, as a starter. And so those 3 right there, probably, if I had to say a starting rotation to begin with, that's where it would be. And then, we have a bunch of others that we can rely on. It starts up the middle behind the plate with Mitch Wilson, and he's our guy, he's our leader. He's the captain of the defense, and we just looking for him to really bring that pitching staff along. And then up the middle, we got Palmer Hornick and Colton Earnhardt, who are just solid defensively. Campbell Whitener returns at third. Clay Crosley can play second or the outfield. We will be looking for a new person at first base, but we have a lot of options there between Aaron Sturgill and Jackson Wyatt and Coleman Brown. And where we're kind of be new this year is in the outfield. Center field, we have a young man who was injured all last year, Jackson Pruitt, that'll be returning, and hopefully he'll be healthy this year. And then, left field and right field, we got some returners there, but we'll just have to wait and see who shows up and wins those positions.
No doubt, you had that younger team, and it's kind of hard to come by newcomers with a younger team. But what guys are you looking to at some point throughout the year make an impact on your team?
Well, we have a couple of transfers. We had two brothers who moved into our district at the end of last year and has been with us a little bit in the summer and in the fall that we're real excited about. Noah McGarity, he's a senior outfielder who played at Burns last year, started on the varsity at Burns. And then his younger brother, Logan McGarity, is a sophomore. We feel like could possibly give us some innings at the varsity level, pitching wise, maybe a tweener going back and forth to JV. But Noah has been someone who has just burst on the scene for us, and he's getting some looks from North Greenville and Lander, and he's going to play somewhere in our outfield, and then depending on where he plays, that'll kind of determine where the other guys fall. But he's a newcomer that we're real excited about, and hope that he plays in the spring like he has in the fall. We have some JV guys that's come up that we're real excited about. A guy named Ian Thomas, who's a junior that could compete for an outfield spot. Cross Jenkinson possibly is an outfielder. Pitcher Bryce O'Neill. Those are some JV guys that we're hoping a step up and get some experience this year and provide some depth. But we won't have a lot of opportunities because we have so many guys that took their lumps last year and got experience that'll be chomping at the bit to compete this year.
Yeah, you talked about a little bit last year, kind of going into last year, not knowing what to expect. Now you roll into this year, and you kind of feel on paper, right, a lot better about the guys, and not even on paper, through the field and watching them taking those lumps. And hopefully we didn't give your one big freshman lefty the kiss of death by ranking him number one today in the 27 rankings of Connor Wells there. But what are some expectations you guys got as a program leading into this spring?
Well, it starts with winning the region championship. We feel like that's something at Dorman we should compete for every single year, that we should compete for the region championship. And so we feel like that we got an older group, more mature group that understands what it takes to do that now. And with what we have on the mound, a couple other guys that I didn't mention, but I think could help us on the mound too, is Campbell Whitener and Coleman Brown and an Alex Peak, who is a senior that also had some injury issues that is finally healthy too. So we want to always compete in the state playoffs as far as we can, and that starts with winning a region championship and putting yourself in a good spot to host games.
So you obviously that schedule set in stone. My last question here: what are you most looking forward to, you and the team, on that schedule?
Well, it's a tough schedule. There's no doubt about it. But I've always been a firm believer that you got to find out where you stand to begin with, and the only way to do that is to play the best competition. And then once we find out where we stand and what we've got to do to get where we want to be, then we can go to work. But I'm looking forward to the preseason tournament always. Used to be the Nature Chem, which is Optera Solutions now. Mark Bonnet and Hux, they just do a great job with hosting that tournament and allowing you to come and compete against the best in the state and see where you stand. And so we're looking forward to that. That's always a good team builder for us, gets us away, get a little chemistry times, staying together in the hotel. So really looking forward to that. And then in the middle of the season at spring break, Andy Hallett has invited us to the Forest Acres Classic, and we haven't been there in a long time. And really looking forward to getting back to that. I know he'll have a very competitive field also. And so that'll be a tough non-region slate during the middle of the season that, again, kind of help prepare you for hopefully a playoff run.
No doubt. Obviously, get yourself as prepared as you can with those non-region games to make a run there. So I know we're fired up to come on out and watch you guys play, and we'll be there that first weekend with Nobter in some sort of way between myself and some of our other guys. But we want to appreciate you hopping on today and taking some time out of your busy day right before you hop off, and get to have a good break here at Christmas and a great Christmas vacation. Wish you guys nothing but the best of luck this upcoming spring.
Well, I appreciate it. What y'all do for the young men in the state of South Carolina is phenomenal. And, those guys getting that recognition helps them, with the colleges and so forth. So we appreciate what y'all do for our players and for our program. And I appreciate you having me on today.